I think I need a new phone. It's 100 years old.
I get a new phone.
Well, I didn't know it until this morning. I got another. I have to hold on.
Yes, I believe so. Really bad at turning on phones. That's why I never turn them on.
I don't never turn mine off.
But sometimes you need to read it.
The Apple.
There's the Apple. You're there.
Okay. Good morning, this meeting, the Elderly Affairs Committee meeting is May 1st, 2023. The subject of this meeting is to discuss the budget. Oh, who's here?
Curtis Corvo.
Lottie Wicks.
And then I guess that makes you secretary. Can somebody please take notes from me? Because it's just hard for me to take notes with one hand. No, that's fine. We just need minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no public comments. No additions or deletions or corrections. The presentation. Here you go, lady.
Well, let's go to old business. I think I copied that from your old agenda. From the regular agenda, sorry.
Right.
Oh,
You usually put
but
presentation.
there's no more business.
Yeah, it's right there, 6I.
Oh, all business.
Yeah.
It's a budget.
Budget workshop.
Bucket, we're a bucket. It's. I am.
Monday morning.
Okay, here we go.
Just so you guys know, I included 2 budget copies for you. So the first one is your entire budget for last year. From the first month to the last month. So this will show you what was originally given to you, the first line, the first column is originally what they gave to you at the beginning of that fiscal year. Your revised budget includes any sponsorship dollars. That's why some sums went up, you may notice.
Which one?
For example, the health fair went from 500 to 8,800 because, right, you received sponsorship dollars, same for some of the meet and eats, etc.
Okay.
Actual is what you spent.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Is this the last year's budget? Is this one?
Yes, that's
Okay.
last year's budget.
Oh, so I just want to make sure.
They're both last year's budget. The thing is that this is,
This is one. It's
I
not
just-
our update this monthly, I mean, this year.
the
No, I-
first one, the first page is last year's, but last fiscal year's budget. And then the second page, so page 6
Is where we stand now.
is the current.
Okay, so it's still the end of last year's budget for this year.
Page 5 is last fiscal year.
Right.
So that's what you guys had originally received, what you spent and all that.
Right, and it runs, just to be clear, from
1st of October.
from 1st of October to September 30th.
Correct.
So page 6 is where we are in today's.
Yeah.
How much money we have today.
Yep.
Okay, right. Just wanted to be clear.
So the only reason I was just walking you guys through that as a refresher, I know you guys have heard this many times, but actually is what you spent. And I think that's my suggestion is that you go off of that because that's really what's gonna guide you as to what you need for your budget this upcoming year, right?
Okay.
For example, if you had originally had requested $1,000 and you see that you spent 10,000,
Right,
you need to adjust.
right. Like the forums, I see we spent $241 and we had $1,000, so we had a surplus there. As of today, but we're not at the end of the year.
Oh,
yet.
okay, you're looking at the current.
Correct. It's just easier to put side by side.
But yeah, the reason I include last year's is because it's a good picture of what the year and looked like entirely, since like you mentioned, we're still in this current year, so we don't know how we're gonna end.
Right. But it sees, we're basically halfway through it, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's it.
we have like 5.
October, November,
Oh, yeah.
December, January, February, March, April.
we have
so-
May, June.
Yeah, we're in.
You have 5 months left.
Yeah.
I noticed on this one here, it's got,
Which one's here?
You're looking at page 5.
you know,
No, I didn't know which one you were pointing.
Oh,
at.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at what the new one is.
Page
Not the
6,
old one.
No, page 5 is the old one.
right. So this is,
All right, on the old one, you've got rock steady back. We got rid of that one.
No,
The
you guys
boxing?
didn't get rid of it. Last year, you guys still did it.
No,
I don't remember doing
I thought we got rid of it.
Last fiscal year, you guys still had it.
it.
Because I remember
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
I remember that we had a meeting. And we can look back at the minutes. And you guys, we had started the promotion for it, and we even had one of the coaches come out to the bingo luncheon to kind of give them a demo. Now, I can't tell you if anyone used it, but we definitely launched the program.
And I don't see it on this one there.
That's because you guys didn't budget for this fiscal year.
Oh,
The
okay.
last fiscal year you did.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
She's
So
looking at
the
page
current-
5.
Okay, yeah, but page 6 is the current year. I think that's
Yeah.
what she
Here,
and I are
let's do
confused
this.
about.
Let's put new on top of it so we know what we're looking at.
No, no,
Six-
I guess.
Six is new.
6 is what we currently
5
have
is
as a budget.
old.
And the rock budget is not in there, which is,
No, this is
When I do it, that is the one I brought.
Okay, yeah, that's why you're, okay. So you're
I
not
think
looking at the same
prepared.
thing as us,
Well, you gave it to us, but I,
but no, we're not
Yeah.
referring to the same thing, right? So this is the old
okay.
and this is the new.
This
By new,
one-
I mean this is the current, one,
right, this is what ends up September 30th.
5 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you and I are talking,
14,000.
we don't have the rock budget in here, and we
the
had
current.
taken, yes, we had taken it off, and that's why you and I are confused. We had taken it off. Okay,
Forms, $1,000.
yeah, we've only used $241 of the forms. The health fair. $9,000. And it cost 14,000,
Which one are you looking
the health fair,
at? Which?
the current, page 6. So it cost us another $5,000 to have this health fair?
The revised budget is $7,294.
No, for the current year, it's 12,500. Page 6,
No,
right?
that's the meeting.
Is that the median need? I'm on the wrong line, sorry.
That's the meeting.
I'm sorry for you.
No, no. No, I just, sorry. These are my old glasses because my new glasses
So the form
broke when I fell.
The health fair was 8,300,
So the health fair,
8,300, 5,000.
so we still have an available budget
For which one?
for the health fair.
Okay, so with the health fair,
Right.
just as a side note, I guess it's relevant to this.
Right.
The reason that you have so much money of transfers and adjustments that came in for the health fair is because you guys got sponsorship dollars last year.
Right.
And you didn't use it all.
Okay.
And whatever sponsorship dollars you don't use, do get carried over to your next fiscal year. So that's currently what happened here. You got sponsors this year, and in addition, you have sponsorship dollars that got carried over from last fiscal year.
So we can reduce the budget this year.
From what I understood, we could not carry over.
You can't carry over budget funds,
Okay, we can carry over.
sponsorship
So
dollars.
we should always
Because
use
it-
our funds first.
That's not how it works. Sponsored dollars always get used first, and this has been explained to you guys.
If we're using it first, then why do we have anything left over?
Because you guys aren't using all your money.
Right.
That's why you guys need to make sure you're looking at this every month that I provide the report, making sure you're using your funds, because whatever money you don't use in terms of budget, that goes back to the town. Sponsorship dollars,
I
we
see.
can't do that, because imagine if we just took sponsor dollars and like,
Yeah.
So we, but
But is that at the end of the year it goes, it doesn't go right after the event happens.
no, you have till the
Okay.
end of the year to use it,
Okay.
the end of the fiscal year.
we have to move it line item.
But
We
here's
have
the
to
thing,
vote to
with
move.
sponsored dollars, you cannot move that around, because the sponsor gave you that money, agreeing that you were gonna use it for that event. It's not being transparent.
I
to the
agree,
sponsor.
I agree, but if we go on what you just said, okay? Our available amount that we had, our budget, was $6,794. The revised was $7,294, which means we got approximately not even $1,000. Correct?
Your budget was 500. That's what the town gave you for that.
Oh, okay, that's what the budget,
That's what original appropriations are. That's what that's the budget that is given to you at the beginning of. the
okay,
fiscal
so
year.
it was 500 and then we had a total of,
6,700. Now, keep in mind, this
That was-
may not count, you may be missing out on a few $100s
yeah, more or less.
because of, some sponsors we're just receiving the check for things like that.
Okay,
But
So-
more or less, you're there.
right, and then we had a total of 7,000, so we still have 4,800
To use.
to use.
And the health fair's done.
And the health fair stuff, and we can use that only for health fair stuff?
So I'm gonna get, if you want, I'll get further clarification for Wednesday, but my understanding of it is because sponsors agreed to give you money for the health fair, it should have been used for the health
But
fair.
if we had something medical, could that be, say,
No, they give it to you for the health fair. But well, here's the thing, something to keep in mind. Credit card statements are still hitting. So that amount that we've spent 2,430 will probably be going up. But we have to wait till the credit card statement hits.
Okay, but the credit card comes in every month.
Every
So-
month and a half is when it gets reconciled, because imagine you have to wait for it to post. So like by mid this month, we should have a true number.
Okay.
That's when we purchase things on credit card, we have to wait for the statement. There's no way around it.
No, I know, but
we're
usually,
always late.
It's not late, it's just, imagine the
Okay,
month
it's-
just,
Where it goes.
today makes a month from the health fair.
no, and right, I don't know. So I don't know when your credit card statement comes in. You
Yeah.
can choose that the credit card statement comes in on the 15th of the month, most credit cards. You could actually choose the date. So if it came in on the 15th of the month, it should be reconciled by today because it's been 2 weeks. If it comes in on the 1st of the month, then, so can we find out when that credit card statement comes in so we can know?
Yeah,
that they're
I can tell
behind?
you when it came in, but regardless, I can tell you that best practice, what we're told to go off of is wait a month and a half after an event to make sure that you have a true, real number. Because unfortunately, when you're using credit cards, you have to wait for, not only the statements come, we have to reconcile it as well on our back end. So you know, what I mean, that's why we say a month and a half,
Understand that. I understand.
but I can get you that date.
But I want to be able to say, okay, it's been 2 months and you guys haven't reconciled, or, I kind of want to hold the town reconciliation feet to the fire, sort of.
That's fine. I mean, the town does a great job at it, so that's not a concern, but I will
So
get you the
where
date.
does that money go if we can't use?
So, okay, so back to that. Now you have sponsored dollars that you guys were given, you didn't use it, and
Right.
now health fair is done.
Right.
Normally it would just get carried over to next year, but I know that there's been a discussion by committee members that maybe you guys may not even consider it next. So let's say you don't, that's an issue. What we can try to do, and I'll reconfirm with budget office, is that we can go back to those sponsors and tell them, hey, we had a surplus of funds. Would it be okay with you to use those funds instead for our bingo? And if they say yes, which they'll probably say yes, then we have at least there's transparency, the sponsor agreed to it, all good. We have direction to move it. That's really what it would take.
Right, and they did get.
Because otherwise you'd have that money just carried over and carried over.
I know the only reason I'm trying to hold everybody to fire is there are 5 months left. So if you say, okay, we have to wait until next month to get our new budget to know what we really have left over. And now we have to go to the people and now we have to come back. We're at basically September.
Yeah.
The way things move, considering
Yeah.
we only have a meeting once a month.
Yeah.
This month, it's not gonna get resolved,
And
which
this
means
is-
maybe next month, I don't know
Yeah.
if they're gonna be reconciled or not, because if the credit card comes in at the 1st of the month, then you're talking really, it's not gonna get reconciled according to what you've just said to the middle of June.
No, you should be back, by the end of this month, you should have your true number.
Uh,
Yeah, no, Brian.
I'm doing simple math. Credit card comes in, you said you have to give it a month and a half after the credit card comes in.
No, a month and a half from the event.
From the event? Okay,
So we're at a month of the event. So in the next 2-3 weeks, you should have a true number for this.
okay,
So
so
by the end.
by-
of the month,
by the end of
by
the
the end
month,
of
you will
month,
have
so
a
now
true
we're
number.
talking June. For our next
No,
meeting will
May.
be,
No.
Yeah,
When?
she's right.
not
June.
June, okay.
Yeah.
right, because we're in May. So it'll be June. So at June's meeting, we're gonna say, hey, we have this excess funds. Now, what does the committee want to do? Let's ask the sponsors to move it. So that's now.
Yeah,
Now you have to go back. So that's
and wait
really
for their
July.
response.
Wait for their response. And then, so easy, another month, July. And then we have to come back. Is it gonna be in time for July's meeting or is it gonna be August's meeting? And then we have to again vote. We thought we had this much or we didn't have this much. Can we do this with it or what can we do with it? So you're already talking September. So that leaves us 1 month to use the money.
And we can do that very easily in the main bill.
Yeah.
We
You
can do an
appropriate
extra,
the funds for, yeah.
but not $4,000 worth.
Well, actually, that brings us to a good point. So, and I don't want to lose track of what we're talking about. I can tell you that the budget office can move the funds if the sponsor just writes back yes. So I wouldn't be too worried about that being delayed so long. As soon as we have the true number that we know we're working off of, we can easily go back to the sponsors. Hey, this surplus, would you allow us to instead use these funds for bingo? They'll say yes, and we can move the funds as soon as we get a yes.
But realistically, those funds aren't gonna be moved until probably July.
But
or
no, that's what
August.
I'm telling you. The budget office has the discretion to move it as long as we have an email written from the
But
sponsor.
we have to vote where the money goes.
Yeah, we would, obviously, I wouldn't even go to this. I wouldn't even ask the sponsor until I get direction from you.
Right, so the time that we're gonna get direction from us is not until June.
Well, we can
No,
start
we're gonna have
doing,
it in May right now.
We can-
Meeting on-
I get what you mean. You won't have the full picture now in 2 days. But you will have it in June.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So
We'll have
I
it in
think
June.
what you can do, my suggestion to you guys is now at your main meeting on Wednesday with the full committee, you should say, at least right now, you can estimate you have, let's say, $4,000 left over right now. Hey, $4,000 left over, and it looks like we're at a deficit in this line item, so I vote that we should use it for these funds instead. That would be my suggestion to you guys. And at that point, I can already start going back to those sponsors.
Okay.
Because I can tell you just loosely based off of, I keep like myself a budget for that event because it's so big. Like I kind of keep track of things. You guys are gonna be at a surplus that way.
Okay.
Or what I can do, I can wait till end of month, even if I haven't met with you guys in, but I already have the direction from you guys. So if I know that 4,000 is official by end of month, I don't have to wait till June to come back to you guys. I already got direction from you guys that I can start moving with the sponsor.
Okay.
Does that make, does that,
We put that on the agenda for Wednesday.
We
Is
have,
it-
we have the budget on there. It's already-
Okay.
it's
well,
on.
honestly, the idea right now is that we're gonna workshop this budget for next fiscal year and bring that final, like, that kind of clean format to the committee.
Right, but we also have to bring moving this money over on
We can
Wednesday.
discuss it
Yeah,
because we
that's an
know that
additional.
it's there.
She just wants to make sure that we understand that this is one thing, and the other one's another motion.
Correct,
Right.
correct. There are two motions.
Too much.
Motion to
Because when you
approve this
say
workshop.
You're gonna, right. So what I want,
Are you gonna be at Wednesday's meeting?
yes.
Okay. I mean,
I
no,
just
just,
think that
right, I'm gonna
I'm
let
to
her-
myself. Here. Thank you.
My
Sorry.
thing, and this is something I know we have to vote on. Do we want to keep the health there?
well, that's something for you guys too.
But I'm letting her know she was out of all this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just.
Yeah.
It was, the town did an awesome job. I can't talk enough about how well it was. The problem was, it's all set up. There's no parking. People complained about they couldn't get there. And some of the seniors that wanted to go, you could go all the way around to the other side, but you had to go through the bushes to get to the townhome. And that, to me, is a big problem, because if we're putting on an event this size that people want to come, but can't because of the parking, if we can't get Roberto Alonso, then let's just cancel. And we don't know if we can get Roberto Alonso.
So speaking of, from what you're expressing, sounds like you would probably vote to not have it, right? So since we're workshopping the budget now, that line item is part of next year. So say we're doing away with it or we're not, and that proposal will go to the entire committee on Wednesday, and they will vote yes or they will vote no. And that's kind of how, but you can also give that disclaimer, obviously, at the Wednesday meeting, so they understand why you're removing it from the line item if you choose to remove it.
They've got it vote on.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? What is your feelings on it?
I don't understand why we shouldn't be able to get Roberto Alonso. Like if we plan it.
Well, we
far enough in
haven't, yeah,
advance-
we plan it, but the thing is that we just happen to have been doing it on Mary Poppins.
I know, but that's why I'm saying,
If
knowing
we-
that this is.
That's
an
what I
issue-
said, if we could get Roberto Alonso, keep, but if we can't, then remove.
But
the
I guess
item.
my point to you guys is don't say if, because the budget is the budget. You need to turn it in
Right.
either, are you planning on doing it or not? And it's not that you can't change your mind later, it's that at that point you won't have the funds for the budget. Which
Okay.
technically I guess would be fine because you get most of your dollars in sponsored dollars, something to think about.
And I think the other thing is, if we know this year, we should be able to say, okay, let's have it next year at this time. Roberto Alonso, we want it on this, day. A year in advance, it should not be busy. And
You
if it
don't
is
know,
busy,
You don't know.
no, I do know. But
Our bingos, we have to move them to town hall because it's all for the kids.
But yeah, the summer, that.
We always had it over
That's
there.
always.
But
summer.
we know that that's a kid issue, so let's not do it, let's do it in the.
Yeah,
spring.
we've been doing it March,
Yeah,
April.
let's do it in the spring, and we do it. So we pick this
It just can't
year,
be, again, speaking of the kids, the spring break. So those are the two things, the spring break and the summer.
so we should get the budget, and we should get the school calendar for next year, so we know when not to have it.
That would probably. be a good idea.
So that would be on you.
Well, actually,
you're
the
the one
committee
that-
should really be tentatively drafting their events before the fiscal year even starts. That kind of aligns with this budget that we're doing right now.
Okay, well, everything on here I see is okay with the exception of if we can't get it in Roberto Alonso,
Then you guys would opt to not. have it.
yeah, but we can't do that. We've got to say, yes, we're gonna do it.
No, you can't, you can decide to. Okay, so let me just remind you of what we're doing here today, and this is why it ties into it. We have to go through every line item and you guys have to decide, hey, for next fiscal year, we're going to council, we're gonna ask for more on this, we're gonna ask for less on this, we want to get rid of this line item, we want to add this line item, like this is your chance to do that. So really, I think we should be going through line item and establishing the amount you want to request. And I'll remind you, you need to give a justification for each. If a justification is not given as to why you're upping, adding, deleting, then it's just not gonna go on.
Okay.
In front of council.
I'm just writing a note to myself, actually.
So that's why I gave you last year and this year, so you know what you've spent and you can kind of go based off of that.
What do you
want to say?
Can you please print out for me Miami-Dade school calendar for the end of this year to next year?
Send it. Done. By the way, to send messages faster, try turning on automatic.
Or a minus right?
So those are perfect things to look at, like, do you need more funding? Is it that you just need to remove maybe other line items that you could use for that funding? Like, how do you want to plan for next year so that you avoid being at a deficit?
Yeah, so,
So like, we should really be going by line item right now.
All right, let's start with the first one. The freebie, there's nothing we can do about it. Yes. we're
Yes,
gonna
you
keep it.
can, you
No, we
can,
can keep it.
again, I'll remind you that this is something you guys requested and that's why it was added
Yeah.
here.
And I remember when you told it was for the Sunday church, but
It was just an extension of services. That doesn't pay the entire freebie at all. That's just paying for like an additional
the thing is,
few hours.
when the people from the church tell me that I know them, they have to wait because they're, in the meantime, they're servicing everybody for public. So they gotta sit there and, so what are we wasting this money for?
Well, it's not a waste.
Not a waste,
Because
but
if now you wouldn't, they wouldn't even have the option to call it, really.
to take it.
If you guys want to up funding on that, you can do that. Hey, we think we need more, but I guess that's really the only solution.
No,
to
I was
that.
just mentioning that comment that was made.
Yeah.
to me, and
I can tell you that they're working on things with the freebie because they know just in general, not Saturday or Sunday only, like just the entire week, there's issues during certain times, there's limited availability. They're trying to get new cars, so that this should help.
Big vans, I seen two of them.
They're trying to get Teslas to replace the little golf cart looking ones
Yeah,
because
they
those
can't-
would give you availability to go further and stuff like that.
And
And it should help.
The little ones can't, if it's raining, they can't run.
Exactly. So all of that causes a delay. So
They don't
hopefully
run,
that
They
should,
can't when it's raining.
so
yeah.
that should help.
It's something about the electronics or something of it, run on something or other. and If it's raining, they can't. I just learned that myself. Okay.
So are we saying we're keeping the freebie at 2,500? And I'm only asking because really we should be drafting this document to bring it to the committee on Wednesday. We shouldn't be like working off of memory when we bring it to the committee.
Okay,
So-
so that,
Are you guys gonna type? I just want to make sure we're clear.
Right.
You're gonna
Yeah,
type
right.
this and bring it.
I think we should leave the freebie money.
But
Yeah,
I'm
leave it
saying
for
you
now.
guys are gonna bring up a full document to the committee on Wednesday, so they know what you're proposing?
If you're opposing this.
No,
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 you're not proposing this.
we're gonna have a different. If we change numbers,
Oh, if we change number.
Yeah, that's what you're proposing.
Right.
So
so
the
the
will stay the same, the community
form,
forms. Those are mostly all sponsored.
so why don't we reduce that number to,
It's only $1,000. And
I
we have
know,
some that
but
we
we
don't
have-
have, some like we don't have sponsored for, it's like the, if it's some, one of our own
If
forms.
it's a nonprofit, they won't have money for like coffee or, like
things
sometimes
that.
you'll cover it, for the most
But we
part,
have-
you'll cover it.
right now, we have available $758. We've been getting $1,000,
And how many?
and now we have to,
Like this form we're gonna have with,
Mount Sinai always covers.
they do,
They
but the
cover
one
lunch.
with the detective.
We're not gonna have a forum for that. I think there's a miscommunication on that. We'll talk about that. It's not a forum. He just wants to come back to the seniors at a current event that you guys are
I'll
already
make a
having.
form out of it and not use our money.
The thing is that he doesn't think there's, like, it should
not
be
long
wherever
enough.
there's already a bunch of seniors. That's what he wants to come out and talk to.
Oh, he didn't tell me that. He told me he wanted to come and talk to them. But that's
Yeah,
all right,
come and talk to
whatever.
them, but in a different way.
the more the merrier is what he's trying to attack, is to get as many seniors available, and he realizes probably that the forums aren't as well attended as probably bingos are.
That's the problem is.
Can we reduce it to 750, Dottie?
We've never had money left over. The money that's left here we can go over, right? We can go over. We can't go over
You
sponsorship
can
money.
move budget funds. I mean, yes, because those are budget funds. You don't get sponsored dollars for the forums. You get sponsored in the sense that they automatically purchase the catering and they bring it. They don't give us any dollars for it. Does that
Right.
make sense? So the only reason that you've spent $241 on forums so far this current year is because we've had like 2 nonprofits come and they don't have funds. So we purchased the coffee and we purchased the
Right.
pastries.
Move it down to 750.
But like whenever it's a
But I hate,
for-profit business, they do cover lunch. We make them cover lunch and
Right.
coffee.
Right. If you, I mean, I'm just saying, we have 700, we've only used basically $250. And we have 5 months left. So. I'm just saying, if we reduce it by $250, we could apply it to things like the meet and eats, which we're short on big time.
that's fine with me.
Do you not like that idea?
What I'm saying is, I don't like to reduce something because then we lose it. And then we were struggling around to try to make up for it.
Well, there's no
towards the end.
losing it because this is for the next fiscal year. This is what you're proposing to council.
Right, this is what we would be
Alright, go ahead,
proposing to
go ahead.
council, saying, yeah, listen, we realize we didn't use all this, but we need the money here, which we saw we were short
Okay.
2,000.
Yeah, to be clear, she's not trying to take it away right now.
No, no,
It's
no.
just adjusting the line for next fiscal year. Good here. Here, I'm gonna take notes on mine.
Okay, thank you.
So forum, you're saying go to 750.
Mhm.
750 would be the new budget you're asking.
Yeah.
And for, again, we need to give a reason. I would just say we would like to use those 250 that are originally appropriated towards another line item.
Right, so the meet and eat, because we're short big time on the meet and eats. We're $2,000 short already. And those are well attended,
They keep growing.
and they keep growing. That's why I'm saying we need to,
135, yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm saying we need more money there.
One went 750, go ahead.
Well, 250 is better than no money. That's,
no,
you
no.
know, that's,
I'm expressing my opinion. I think you're right. Go ahead.
So we're gonna increase this one.
Maybe we shouldn't sponsor, we shouldn't, transfer any money for the health fair. But we do need, well, like for setting up and all of that. That comes from sponsorship money or our money, like you guys, everything you do to get ready for it. Does that
Certain things, like, I mean, if you mean like staff being there, like.
No,
that's
that,
not part of
that's
your-
a salary thing, but I mean, like, we had food,
Yeah, that comes out of your budget.
that comes out because we had food for people. and things.
The
We do need
food,
at
the
least 500.
signage for the sponsors, the bingo cards.
No, I'm talking about the health fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they have
bingo cards
those.
that we printed. Those are all costs associated with that event. We have to have extra janitorial come and pick up because it's such a big event. That's an extra cost as well to you.
I will leave that one in.
So do you want to keep the health fair at 500 or do you want to put it at 0? My suggestion, and you guys are the committee, so you'll decide, but I don't think you should be asking for any funding on that because you get more than enough sponsor dollars on that. And also considering that you don't know if you're gonna have it next year. But that's up to you guys. I don't know if you feel the need to.
It's not that I don't want it, I think we can have it, but this is what we're having it, it's not. The people that want to attend
Yeah.
can't walk.
Because of
And
where
trying
it's
to
at.
get the freebie to work over there is difficult.
Yeah.
And it was.
Really, my thinking is that that's $500 that you could up another line item. That was really my
Yeah.
intention for saying maybe 0, but again, if you guys feel like you need it, then keep it at 500.
I say we get rid of it, Dottie,
That's fine.
and then we'll add it to the meet and eat. And then I'm gonna put the plus 500.
And then that brings us to
The meet and eat, definitely, if we add the 250 plus the 500, we're up 750. So that would be 10,000, $11,250. And we're still short as of right now.
Now, something I just want to mention, because again, we're looking at a current one. You guys will have a couple more sponsors come in, so it might cover some of the deficit. Oh, something that I printed out regarding the meet and eat. This is the detail of exactly the meet and eat of what you spent this year on meet and eat. You know, like this is
Yeah,
the sum
yeah.
and this is the breakdown.
Okay.
So I just want you guys to look at it because I don't think the committee has maybe been fully aware of how much we're spending per lunch order. And I think you guys need to factor that in to be fully prepared as to what you're gonna expect to spend on that line item next year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand.
No, I know what you're saying, but we never know, really, it's hard to know what. we're
Yeah,
gonna
it is,
spend.
but I think it gives you an average, so you know what's the average, and you're saying, hey, I'm gonna do 10 lunches, I need to be prepared for this amount of dollars.
Right, so if you add up, okay. Can you put on your computer in an Excel,
It's 14,602.
1,880
1,880, okay.
plus 1,425,
Give me a second, 1,001?
1,004. What I'm doing is, I'm
The
just adding,
lunches,
I'm adding
the
these,
big orders,
the
the
big-
the food orders.
right, and I'm gonna divide it by how many, okay, that would give us the average of how much it cost us.
Yeah, got it. So I'm gonna do 1,880.
Right.
Plus
1425
1425
plus 1585 plus 1425
1425 plus 1605 plus 1723 plus 1,050 plus 1320
Okay, and then
plus 960. That was also a lunch.
okay, so how much? 960.
Look, and the 838 too. Also lunch.
Okay,
Which are expensive for us.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Did you get 10 lunches? Dottie, did you get 10 lunches?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I have 10 there.
All right, so
So at
divide,
least what's come in, right?
right, so divide by 10, that number,
So divide that by 10. That gives you 1,380 per.
1,380.
That's your average.
That's our average.
And if you're gonna have however many lunches times that,
Yeah, we should have it at least times that.
Okay.
and how many, you do 2 lunches per month.
Two for
So it's
one, yeah.
times 24.
Yeah, maybe 23, because we'll probably skip one in December.
We have 23, we don't do December because of Christmas.
So times 23. So,
Mind you, this is probably not covering, sorry, not covering if you do desserts for some, if you do, some of them include dessert.
right,
Drinks like water, like those.
right. Yeah, but we have some other line
The
items.
only thing that we should be doing ourselves is the water. They don't have to bring in dessert, then.
Yeah.
I
You
don't,
know what, here's my suggestion. I know it's 1,381 on average is what we just average up, but we do usually get at least a sponsor for each, if you want to account for that. I don't know if you want to.
But we're really, really short, so let's do it and say it's easy enough to explain to council, listen, this is our average times 23. So if I go, Siri, what is 1380 times 23?
The answer is 31,740.
didn't realize how expensive.
Yeah, I don't think the
Regardless.
company, oh. I thought you meant in general.
Yeah, that's why.
No, the three that we have here. Nobody, the rest of them don't tell me, so I didn't.
So, my suggestion, I know we did 31,000, but something to also consider is the average that we said was 1,381 per lunch, right? But I would say
380 for lunch is what we have said.
1,300. But I would say, one way to look at it is you can consider that you get at least $300 in sponsorship every bingo. So that would give you 1,080. So I would maybe do 1,000 times 23, but that's something to consider. I don't know if you guys want to do it that way.
Because most of the time, very rarely do we not have a sponsor.
Because if you do have a sponsor, then you're looking, what you really want to ask is for 24,000.
So, and you say the average sponsor every one in 300, so three. So
And we can up
3,000.
it, honestly, we can
So-
up it if the committee feels like we need to up the sponsorship dollars, we can.
No, and that's fine, but if we do 31,000, that's the average of our lunches.
Mhm.
And then we say the average sponsorship is 300 times
Times of
23 equals what?
6,900
Minus 6,900. So what is that amount?
minus the 31. From the 31,000.
From the
right?
31,
It's
yeah.
$24,100.
24,100?
Yeah, it's kind of the gap that you would need for your budget.
Yeah.
And right now, you guys get 9,000.
Right.
So, and something to consider,
Yeah, we're like really short.
something to consider, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen because I'm not council, I don't know what they're gonna decide, but I will remind you that last fiscal year, they ended up not approving anything additional, you'll
Right.
remember.
Right, this year, I
So-
don't think they will.
So if you want to mentally prepare for that, I would say the committee might have to take a step back and analyze, maybe we cannot afford to do two bingos, maybe you guys need to cut it down. I'm not saying that that's what you have to do, but that is an option for you.
But you know what? Let's ask for it.
Yeah.
And if they say-
Exactly, your
And they-
decision will come after, you'll have to evaluate
Right.
after.
Right. So because we're gonna be at 10,000, so it's really asking $14,000 more.
So you're saying your final number, what you would ask for is what?
The number we would ask for is 24,100.
For the meeting?
What do you think, Dottie?
I think it's good. What's been going on lately, they were gonna get it, but we'll try.
Yeah.
And then the explanation would be,
That we did
We're doing 2 lunches.
2 lunches a month, except December. They averaged 1380,
cost 1380.
which means it's 31,740. And then we averaged $300 sponsorship times the 23, which is $6,900.
31,740 and minus sponsorships of
300 times this, which is the,
that's the 700. We would need 24.
Yeah.
2,400 of course. And that's really to keep the number of 23 bingos a year.
right, to keep the 23 videos.
Something we may not be accounting for that I just thought of, but I don't know if you guys want to consider this. Remember that your bingo expense actually drops in the summer because we're here and your capacity literally goes to almost half.
Well, in December, we didn't even do, we only
No,
did
during the
20.
summer, she said.
The summer
Oh, the
ones we
summer.
do here in town.
We have to do it here.
Chamber.
So we reduce it to just Mine Lake
Mhm.
residents.
Yeah, but it's still, we did an average.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
We did an average and it included, you know, the whole, like, pretty much.
Well, there's no summer into this current year just yet. But I'm just putting that out there for
Yeah.
your information.
You know what?
Okay.
What else? So where's that?
The next line item is miscellaneous.
What comes out of that?
So I was gonna tell you guys, the budget office is not like moving forward, like they don't wanna move forward with doing miscellaneous because we don't feel like you're not being transparent of what you're using your funds for, and we really shouldn't be asking for miscellaneous funds. I don't know why this was done in the past. But if you do need funds, again, they should be allocated to a line item. It's not, don't ask for it, it's allocated.
So if we reduce that, if we get rid of that, right?
Right.
That's another $500 that we've added. So,
And this could all cover is what you can argue is that would cover the additional dollars.
right,
that you're
because right
asking
now
for.
we've increased it on our own from our budget from last year, 1,250. So, 1,000, let's see, 10,000, we're at 10,750, and we're asking for 24,000. We. Yeah,
So miscellaneous 0, and I'm putting allocated to meet a need instead.
Right.
It's really what we're looking for. Then you have senior field trips.
And we haven't had, they usually always go during the summer.
Well, you have had one for this current year already.
Where do we go?
Let me see let me see the expense here. Hold on.
that's
We
what
went
we
somewhere.
Either you went or that might be with the deposit for the upcoming one. Let me go.
Because I don't remember, we always go starting in like May. It gives them stuff to do in the summer. And I'm just, we got,
I'll tell you what
all
these
the
are.
I saw Calder Racetrack is coming up. Yeah. They like
That
that.
one is bugging it. We got 3 ball games.
Oh, do we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I know that we used to do the ball games all the time.
We start in June,
Okay.
during the summer.
You guys did a field trip. So there's a $1,200. No, hold on. $1,200 is the deposit for the 3 upcoming Marlins. So that's not even the full cost, it's just the deposit that we have to put down.
Okay.
And then there is a $950 charge that you guys did take a field trip this fiscal year. In October, you went to the Hard Rock. That was $950, the bus. Yeah, you guys went in October.
That was, gee, we did.
Yeah,
I
that was
thought
that.
in last year's budget.
It counts for this fiscal year. It was right at the beginning of this fiscal year, actually.
Right.
We're gonna get them in the summer now. We're gonna keep it busy in the summer.
I can tell you, would you like to know what the cost of the bus is currently
And
for the upcoming Marlins game? From. Each bus is costing you $1,300
So that's,
for 55 seniors.
so that's 3.
Times 3, and we're looking at 3,900.
Yeah.
Plus the one that already passed,
We're not gonna be able to go anywhere, you know.
3,900.
Trying to think. There was one other field trip we wanted to take.
I saw it and I thought that was a good idea.
Something, when is up there to
I saw it in the email.
There's a culinary class.
Yeah,
And
culinary
there's-
class. I thought would be good.
I
Can we-
don't know if that.
Can we do that culinary class instead of making it as a field trip, have them come here?
Yeah, there's 2 options on there. I requested 2 quotes on there. If
Okay.
you look at it, there's 2 options. There's the one of going, which
Okay,
is a full-on immersive like experience, and then there's a cooking demo, which is less hands-on for the seniors, but that's for you guys to take a look, see if you want to do it. That's why I added it on the agenda. But just considering the one field trip you've taken this fiscal year and what you're gonna pay fully for the upcoming 3 Marlins ones that we've already been confirmed, you're looking at $4,850. So you're already hitting close to the 6,000. That would leave you with maybe 1. Now, I would like to say
we did.
that
get
you
the
have,
money
exactly, you did get a sponsor.
For that one of 700.
No, it's not 716. It's
Oh.
600, I think it was, but it's just, remember that for the Hard Rock one, the seniors paid like $5 for that one, so that cost goes into that. That's your like money you've received in.
Oh, okay.
And that brings me to another point. I know you guys, some of you guys didn't like the idea, but that's always something to consider. If you would like to charge the seniors $5, $10, you can. I'm not saying you have to, but that's also, if you want to offset cost, that's something you can also look at. I know you guys normally don't, but.
The reason why is because of this difficult collecting and
Yeah,
they come up and don't have the money. Even for you.
I think the reason that we did it last time, and it was a misunderstanding on my end, because I think at the end you guys didn't want to do it, but the thinking was that we were having a lot of issues with the buses. We're paying so much on the buses and someone would just not show up.
Right. And that forced them to commit.
Oh, you always gotta commit, you always gotta put in. Oh, you mean, that's why we
The bus-
charge them.
right,
They would,
Right.
they would sign up and then they
The
wouldn't
bus-
show up. And then now you have empty spaces and you have people calling that couldn't come. And
And
then we were paying for a full bus and it wasn't even.
Right.
We have to be, when we advertise that, you sign up and you're not coming. Then you will not be available for a future.
The thing is that
We
we
can't
can't
do
do that because it's a foot. You know what I mean?
We
Like
can't.
we can't
No,
do
it's
that.
just, we use a lot of money.
But that's how you control that, is by saying pay $5.
Okay, we can do that. It's just a.
It's a nuisance fee,
Oh, it is.
but they can pay it online on.
They can pay it online, or what we did here is we collected for some, but really the idea is for them to do it in advance.
Right.
So that they're reserving their spot.
Right, if they
So
do
that-
it on,
If they know, see, the problem with the
Eventbrite.
ones that don't know how to do it on Eventbrite. And you'd be amazed at how many.
okay, I understand.
Those are the ones we gotta connect with.
Yeah, at that point, we were
Yeah,
just
but-
collecting to be fair to the ones that had already paid.
Right,
It was no longer like a securing your
Right.
spot thing.
right.
It does become difficult with the seniors.
Can we have it such that they have to come to town and pay?
You guys can do that, but that would be a you guys think to
Yeah,
decide.
but then, are they willing to deal with the cash? Can they do, are they allowed to deal with cash there?
I have to ask for you.
Can you
That
ask?
would be another thing, that's a responsibility put on them, that can be,
Well, ask.
well, ask and see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against the money, but I know it was a nightmare with them all in here.
But that's because again, they were doing it day of, like that wasn't really the idea. The idea is that it should
No.
have been done in advance.
It should have, but
Yeah.
not everybody can do it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there, that's
I
what
know.
I'm looking at, 'cause
But then really I think that the suggestion there would be, if you're not doing it in advance, then we're not holding a spot for you. Realistically, we're not holding a spot. That means you're dropping in, and if there happens to be
Right.
space, then you're coming. If not, I'm
Right.
sorry.
Okay.
Right.
All that's fine. But
If
just,
you go that way, I'm saying.
just see if they can collect money, I don't think the town's gonna let them do that, but
We'll check.
that's putting a responsibility on them.
So do you
I
think,
understand, but it also might, and I know that a lot of seniors have problems with events, right? I understand that.
I never used it.
Well, that's because you're just stubborn and haven't wanted to.
No,
learn.
it
I
is not.
can
I
teach you.
just don't understand it, and it's not even set up on my system. I'm having so many problems with my computer. I still haven't got my new one yet, and my phone today, as you can see.
Did it come up?
It comes up, but when I go like this. That's time it did it.
Sometimes you just have to turn off things and turn them on.
I've never, as long as I've had that phone, I've never had to do that. That's why it,
But I understand that there's updates, and the updates after a certain point, if you're not, they shut you down. They're like, no, I will force you to update. Apple's
you know, there's some things that I don't want on my computer, but I guess I got them.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, Apple wants you to have it.
All right,
Sorry.
if you think we should put the $5 on, I'll go ahead and do it.
so I guess considering that, what would you want your line item to look like?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm supposed to be at the office and my partner's like, do you need me to cover this? Because you're not here yet.
I think that we can just leave it the way it
Leave
is.
it the way it is.
Yeah. What do you think?
Right now, just so what we're looking at, you guys probably have enough so you have enough for your 3, the one that already passed, so that's 4, maybe 1 or 2 more.
Okay,
With sponsored dollars, you can probably maybe squeeze in a third, I don't know.
okay, we'll try, I'll
All right.
think of something.
So you want to, she's suggesting keep it as is. For the field trips.
Unless we ask for more, I mean. My
What is Senate committee event? Oh, I know, because that
The next line item.
Senate committee event, ID.
That was the IDs that you guys wanted to do.
Oh,
Because you guys have gone back and forth about
Oh,
this.
getting, well,
Yeah.
Senior IDs.
we, before you came on, we had it all set up with
Yeah.
a card and all, then COVID came.
Yeah, and then you
And
guys were
then-
like, no, we're not gonna do it. And then I think for this one, you ended up saying, yeah, we're gonna do it, but then we haven't really moved on it.
We haven't, the process is what we're working, trying to figure out how we can do that. I had an example, I was with Lewis in the previous.
I think I've
manager,
seen it.
And the town was gonna do it, they make an appointment, or they're, on the day you come in, they take your picture. I mean, it was done within 5-10 minutes for me, not saying it all. That really sounds easy, and then we have their IDs to get them on if something comes up, we know who they are, if they get sick or something, it helps us out, you know. Now we only have a phone number, but this would have their, they had their address, I think, on it too, or something. We had a list of everything, and it was perfect, and we felt that would make them feel important, you know, they got an ID, they can get on their bus with this and da. If we don't want to do it, we don't want, but it all came down to the time, the town, we need to get the time from the town to do it. That they would be.
But I
the ones.
think then you guys were gonna remove it. At some point, I remember you guys.
We
saying
can
you're gonna-
remove it if we want. If we want, we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
remove it.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
I think that's up to the committee, really. If they want, because one of the other things we talked about is that the ID would also give them a discount at certain
Right,
restaurants
right.
or stores in the town.
I'm for it, don't get me wrong,
No, I
but
understand.
if we can't get the support of the town, we can't do it.
Right.
But no,
And you
no,
guys have really been.
well, that's not, I wouldn't say that. I think there was a change in staff and maybe it got lost in translation when that happened.
Okay.
But as far as I've been here, you guys have gone back and forth on this, the committee itself. So I think you guys just.
I'd
need
like to
commit.
see us do it, but only if we know the town can support it. And I'm willing to be here.
Yeah, the town has to
helping
take
any way I can.
direction from whatever you guys agree, as long as council agrees to
Yeah.
it.
So why don't we ask before our meeting, if you can ask,
Okay,
you can be kind enough to ask. Listen, they want to do the IDs. Is the town going to be available
To
to
support it.
support it so that they can make appointments and come and get their IDs? If
Uh,
the answer is yes,
If it is, I can sit here and I can help them. do
right,
whatever,
otherwise
and-
the only other way to do it is to have a company that they would go to, and I don't know of a company,
Mhm.
you know, like. I'm sure there's a company somewhere, but, and I don't know that there's one in my place. And the question is, are they gonna then check to see that they're really a town resident and all that stuff, or is anybody gonna just be able to live in those? So,
then, okay. So I will ask that for you, and
Right.
then I guess on Wednesday, you can make a final decision on whether you want to fund that line item for the
Right.
next year, based on my answer or
Okay.
not, and based on, I guess, the rest of the feedback. So for now, this is a tentative.
Yeah.
We don't know.
With the senior social.
the senior socials are, I think. We still have money, so I think we're good with
Yeah, we got,
You have
$5,000
the
still
senior
left.
Miami Lakes
Yes.
coming up.
did you get a date for that?
Yes.
Cause you didn't, that was, well, I went through everything you gave me, it was the only event I felt that you didn't put that day. I know you taught me August.
I think it's because we talked on the phone, but
I was looking at it.
it's confirmed.
Okay,
Give me, I'll tell you right now.
because even in my, agenda, I thought you would fill it in if it was on there, but
Oh, okay, no, but I tried not to add too much to your agenda. I figured I would just tell them, but it's
Okay.
Saturday, August 26th.
I August.
And it's confirmed, because you guys wanted at the Miami Lakes Hotel, so it's been confirmed.
Okay,
You guys had said you
August
didn't
what?
want to, August 26th, the Saturday,
decided.
and it's from 12 to 3.
Is it Mr. and Mrs.?
Yes. They guys gave us a hard time because they weren't included. So we gotta get people, they're gonna still have to start working on it.
Yeah, we'll start on the flyer for that.
Not only that, people that wanna participate,
It's this August?
yeah.
Just, sorry.
Because it's already May, yeah.
It's not quick.
So we're
It's
three months
not
away.
quick.
The whole town does everything, all we gotta do is get the people, and there are people that are waiting for us,
Yeah.
we need the application and all
Yeah.
that done.
Yeah,
And the committee voted to keep the application the same. The only thing
Right.
we're adding is the mystery.
Mystery.
So what do we give the guys? Do we give them flowers? I guess we could, we give them masculine
What
flowers.
was it? We gave them some.
We gave
oh,
them
the guys.
roses.
They get a rose too. They want to be a part of it, they give it to the girls. We can't discriminate.
No, but we could do it like a
No,
more masculine, like
I'm joking.
bird of paradise in it versus roses.
Well, we can give up that down the road.
In our subcommittee, we need a subcommittee for that then.
It's gonna be discussed at the meeting. I want volunteers because,
Well, last year was you.
right now we're
Rosario, and
down, I think we're down, what, 4 people now or 3? We're down Susan, Ada,
I can tell you the final number. I know what your current-
Mr. Diego has not returned 8 calls I have to him. I know you can't, but how can I get it replaced? It's affecting my quorum.
I would say talk to the town clerk's office.
All right, what's her name?
Tina?
Oh, Jeannie Guenzo? Yeah, fine.
I know you were just talking.
Oh, we're talking about her mother-in-law.
Oh,
Every now and then, if I have an extra lunch, I go by and give her. She just appreciates that. So when she's. Woman is sometimes you go and you sit there and she smiles at you and enjoys everything you're talking about, even though she had one pain. I thought it was just old age. And he's telling me everything this morning.
You have 14 committee members currently,
14.
Yeah. and you guys are a committee of 21.
So that's how many we're doing. Right?
Oh, we either need to change quorum.
Or
No,
Or
your
change our
quorum,
number.
our quorum is based on how many active members you have. And you have 14 spots.
Oh,
So your quorum right now is 8. To meet quorum, you need 8.
that's fine.
I'm just letting you know, like in case anybody, wants to join, there's 7 spots.
All right.
Also, we were at senior social.
Senior
So you
social,
said
we-
this is fine or?
yeah, because we still have $5,000 left.
Yeah, and we've got.
Now, out of that, I can tell you the total cost of what is looking like for,
Down the scene. Because most of those are.
Well, we had
socials are always
sponsors last year.
sponsors,
Yeah.
Oh, it's I don't think we have, last time we had 2.
you guys have already had a few, by the way, I'll remind you, we had Halloween.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving too.
Thanksgiving
And
and
Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
So you've already had 3, this would be your 4th.
Right.
Right.
Right now we've spent.
We usually do one in the summer. Like
Yeah,
we've
you
done
guys
the
did a sock hop
rodeo,
last
a
year.
sock
Yeah.
hop. We've
I
done-
wanted to do another one this year, but I think
I guess you have to calculate if you have enough funds or not.
that's what I'm waiting on, to see if we have the funds to do it.
So I can tell you that for the Missing Your Miami Lakes, there's only been one cost that has gone into that one, just, and that was a deposit for the hotel. The deposit was $2,000.
Yeah, so it's gonna be
But
like-
But
The
how much is
full
what is
price.
the full price?
The price is $5,243.
Yeah, I know they make you feel almost half. Yeah. I'm
So
sure
just
they-
be prepared that
So-
at least another 3,000 will be hitting this line item.
Yeah.
Right, so we have at
We use
least
2,000. Now you have to buy the flowers, and if you want to up the event, elevate the event, you would use those funds. However, you would probably get sponsored. So
right,
Oh, I think so too. I want to leave it like it is.
right, but I think we can have a social this summer.
I'm planning on it.
Okay.
And everybody liked the soft top.
Did they?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
They were laughing.
go for,
None of them all get up and dance, and then the ones that can't dance, sit there and they watch the
And they
ones, and
sing.
wish I could do it, and they're just laughing and having. a
And
good
they're
time.
singing the song.
Yes,
so for next fiscal year, do you want to keep it the same? Do you
I
wanna-
say keep it the same. We're in our
I mean,
budget.
we're pretty good, people love, and I think this last bingo, we had Vista Memorial. They enjoyed that bingo more than some of the people. He kept saying to me, all these people come to this, I said, yeah, the seniors love bingo, and he said, they're all smiling and having a good time. That's the purpose of this. I mean, yeah, I know you're a funeral home, but joking with me.
All right, so I think that's it, right?
Is there something, this is my last suggestion for you guys, this is the time, if there was anything that you wanted to add on, this is where you would like to
Obviously, is there something I said to you I'd like to do and I forgot?
Well, really quickly recap on the homebound. Really, we're back to where we were at. If there's anything left over,
Did they?
if there's anything left over, as usual, I mean, we can't stop you guys from taking the lunch and taking it.
No, but I'm saying.
But you
we-
guys wanted to make it an official.
Right,
part of
an
the budget.
official thing. Did we ever present that?
Yeah,
We did, but
it was presented and the only feedback that was given is that one of the council members was gonna look into. What it sounded like to me was they just want you guys to just partner up with programs that already do that.
And I've already talked to him, and that person. So,
Well, yeah. So pretty much like staff wasn't given
They said,
direction to add anything
and,
to that.
and the thing is, I got my hands slapped more of that, because if you're saying that over, I just want it on the record.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why.
I mean, you
did it.
guys want it as an official to
Yeah,
actually
we wanted-
fund it, but right now it's really just if there happens to be food left over then you.
No, I
So it's not
understand.
really like a.
No,
commitment.
there's not a commitment to the homebound.
Nothing I tried.
So I don't know if you wanna add it in this.
We can
upcoming
ask.
budget just to
See
like
if people
have a
want-
last push of what you're requesting.
I don't know. No, I think the committee was split on that in itself.
No, I don't think so.
Well, there were some of them,
Yes.
but the majority said, yes,
Yeah.
we'll move forward with it. But yes, we
Majority-
did have a couple that didn't want to.
That didn't want to move forward. Well, we can think about that and bring it up at the meeting.
There's
and
other
see.
ways we can.
I was just saying because this would be the time to add it to your budget line and then if it's for next fiscal year.
I
You would
know.
create a new line item and put that.
But we had calculated, how much was it gonna be? 100? I
I
forgot.
have the memo here.
No, not 100,000.
No, because I was doing on 20, we're down to 15 now. A couple of them passed away and 2 of them have been moved into a assisted living. So, of course, people graduate nothing.
I was gonna say, and then
And
there's
then they're
others.
so used to having it, and, you know, because they've been coming now, all of a sudden they can't go. And it's,
The memo was for a total, requesting a budget increase for $800 a month for a total of $9,600. It would have been a new line item for $9,600.
We'll just work with what we have.
So I kind of took my own notes. Remember to come back with this. If you have any questions, let me know. I took my own notes in case we need to reference. There's also the recording.
Okay. I think that's it, right? I move to adjourn.
Does that bring us down to more money than we total expense or?
I can tell you right now,
So move it.
based on what you're asking, like your total would have been 750.
33,000.
We're asking for $24,000.
You would be asking for a total budget of 43,800 for them, which right now you guys are.
Say it's $10,000 more than what we were asking
Yeah,
for.
about.
And for us to see what happens.
Right. I move to adjourn.
I agree.
All right. Meeting's adjourned at